Welcome everyone tonight. We hope you're enjoying the dinner. This is going to be a treat for you as well. I am really pleased to be here with Sandra.
Thank you, Bill. I'm so excited because tonight is all about recognizing how brands are shaping market expectations. They're shifting consumer brands, and we're going to see a little bit more about what is transforming the market.
Yes, we are. And I'm going to tell you a quick story about why Earthx and Circle America, which is launching tomorrow here at Earthx, have chosen these 10 brands. Several years ago, well, actually many years ago, I learned how powerful brands are in driving global change. I was an advocate for a bottle bill out in California. My nickname at the time was Bottle Bill, I have to say. And I discovered that the reason that we could not pass that bill was because the retailers were opposing us at that time, and the consumer brands were opposing us. And Bill Coors of Coors Brewing Company is the one who told me that he wanted to support our law, but he couldn't do it because of that. And I learned from that once I worked with the retailers and they supported the law, our path was clear. Every consumer brand and every company in that entire supply chain supported our law, and we passed the law, and we've recycled 500 billion products since then. And that proved to me the power of brands to pass legislation. So we are applying that same approach at Earthx. And a few years ago, Earthx identified 10 areas of change that we want brands to make. And if they make these 10 areas of change, we don't even have to pass laws to save the planet. We can do it ourselves. And so we are tonight recognizing 10 brands that have made those changes and that are leading the way. And I'm very proud to be able to bring them to you.
Thank you, Bill. And you talked a little bit about regulation. So I just want to address something because we've heard a little bit of noise. However, tonight's conversation is more important than ever because capital markets are still paying attention, regulation is still moving forward, and consumers are still demanding for sustainability.
That's right. And who are the consumers who make the biggest difference? All of us, and among us, I have to say women, who are responsible for $11 trillion of consumer spending on behalf of their families, and moms in particular, $7 trillion of spending. They are the ones who are truly in charge. And so we want to call upon moms, and we'll be doing that in the course of our work, moms and women in particular, to communicate their thanks to these brands.
Yeah, so I'm excited to learn a little bit more. I know, Bill, that we have prepared a video. Yep. So why don't we jump to that?
Let's do it. Let's do it. So right now we're going to just announce the companies and invite their representatives to come up on the stage. We're not going to have big, long speeches for you, but we're going to invite the companies to come up. I'm going to talk a little bit about why each company is special, and then we will give them their award, recognize them for their good work, and we will begin a process to identify which are the 10 companies for next year at Earthx. So go for it. Now, I have to say, while Sandra is getting ready, that Sandra is another person who should be getting recognized for this because
10 brand heroes, companies and corporations who are beginning to turn the tide on how we manage waste and create sustainable solutions so that others in their industry may follow suit. Now, as you know, corporations and companies have been looked at as the bad guy for quite some time. And the fact is, there are actually systems that need reform. And there are good people within these systems creating programs trying to do the right thing. We did not build a global economy that pollutes this beautiful planet we live on overnight. And we're not going to change it overnight either. Those solutions that they're presenting deserve to be lifted up and the spotlight shown so that the example is set and others may follow that lead. So who are these industry leaders and brand heroes, and what is the good that they've done in the world? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Here are the list of the 10 brand heroes, starting Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola has invested in watershed restoration and water use efficiency across bottling plants in high-risk areas. Good old Microsoft is in the building, which applies an internal carbon tax, requires climate action from the companies that they work with, is the largest corporate buyer for carbon removal credits and is set to be carbon neutral by the year 2030. That's 4 years away. We got PepsiCo committed to reducing virgin plastic and scaling up reuse, refill, and collection facilities all over the planet. We got the company Loop that applies reuse pricing models that favors durable packaging over the single-use alternatives. And then we've got Purdue, which improves soil health and farmer livelihoods through long-term contracts with verified standards, and they became American Humane Certified in 2025. And maybe you've heard of Walmart, but they're reducing freight and cold chain emissions through high efficiency refrigeration standards. And then you have Interface, delivering modular flooring for reuse and disassembly. They use carbon negative products that are verified through life cycle assessment. Then there's Unilever, which commits to a deforestation-free supply chain across forest risk commodities with third-party verification. We have Logitech, which committed to Rio Tinto's aluminum, which reinvents this product that we all know and use for dramatically lower carbon emissions. We have this company called Google. If you haven't heard of them, just Google them. But they've committed to design for repair refurbishment programs, and they have also backed right to repair legislation. Now, are there other companies that deserve the spotlight for their commitment to climate? Of course. Is there more work to do? You know it. But these specific 10 brand heroes are giving you concrete examples of things that can be done and are being done now to fix our supply chains, fix our environment, and commit to a sustainable future. Won't you give these good folks a round of applause?
Thank you. So now we get to the exciting part. Please join me in celebrating the Brand Award heroes, and please join us on stage as we mention your name. From Microsoft, Leo Aspausa.
Let's give Leo an applause. Leo, thank you for being here.
From Google, Stephen Nicol.
Stephen.
From Purdue, Scott Robinson.
Good to have you. See you. We just kind of line up here.
From Logitech, Sagni Leon.
Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Yeah.
From PepsiCo, David Allen.
How are you? Absolutely.
From Loop, Ali Golden. And from Interface, Christy Thomas.
Pleased to have you here. And is Interface? Oh, Interface coming out. Great. Hello, my dear. Nice to meet you as well. Absolutely. So, I want to take a minute, a portion of a minute, I guess, to thank everybody and to give you a little of what you heard from our friend Theo E.J. Wilson, but about each of these companies. Now, we're not going to take a lot of time, but I want to highlight some of the ways that these individuals and these companies have helped to change the world in a positive way. We like to practice what we call pro-activism. I have known folks who have been dynamic change agents within companies who have made positive change, and then their companies have been attacked by groups for not being perfect, not doing enough. And that undermines the leaders inside those companies. And so we want to make sure that we call attention to the leaders and reinforce the good works that they are doing. So now, Microsoft, Leo, Microsoft wins in the clean energy choices and carbon reduction category. And Microsoft is remarkable in so many ways. The company is going far beyond where it needs to go in order to be a good environmental citizen. They were, I think, the first major company, and still one of the few, that charges a carbon tax internally to the company to drive carbon reduction. They are, I believe, the #1 buyer of carbon credits on the planet. at this point. They have stood up for that. Anything you want to say quickly about your work, or shall we leave it? Yeah.
Well, just a couple minutes. Hopefully you'll digest well with your dinner. I sit in the cloud supply chain, but I'm very happy to report that sustainability at Microsoft is a shared responsibility across the company. We have a climate council where leaders across multiple business groups come together, set strategy and action. We have an internal fee, as Bill mentioned, and we have a matrix of accountability that across the company we hold each other accountable to targeted goals, risk, and help needed. And we use our public reporting to drive that accountability internally, to show progress and challenges. I want to share very briefly that much of the impact that we drive sits beyond our walls. That's why we drive action with suppliers across our supply chain to measure, to report, to lower emissions, so that the impact that we deliver is not just within our walls, but those that we share walls with. A story about perseverance. Earlier this year, we match our annual global electricity consumption with renewable energy. Since our commitment in 2020, we've contracted 40 gigawatts of renewable energy across 26 countries, working with more than 95 partners. 19 gigawatts are online already, delivering clean power to the grids where we operate, reducing our Scope 2 emissions by an estimated 25 million metric tons of carbon. But it goes to Bill's point beyond just carbon. We run circularity and zero waste programs in our supply chain. We focus on reducing, reusing, recovering materials. And we've achieved over 90% reduce and recycling of servers and components. And in 24, over 85% of diversion of waste in construction. So, it's just wonderful to be in Dallas. The Texas energy just electrifies me. And I want to extend a big thank you to our partners, to our teams, to our suppliers. The award that I'm receiving today is as much yours as it is ours. So, thank you for a couple of minutes, Bill. It's just wonderful to be here. Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Microsoft, amazing. Give it up for Microsoft. And Stephen Nickel, you've been with Google for like 30-some years or something, I think? And
13 years.
13 years.
13, well, yeah. But in Google years, that's
Google years, that's, yeah. I'll just hand that to you. But what Google has done, thanks to Stephen's leadership and others, is design for repair. How many of us have had to give up our phones or give up our tech equipment after a couple of years and get a whole new one? What Stephen and Google are doing is actually designing their materials, their products, for repair and for refurbishment so they stay in the cycle. Anything you want to say about
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm really humbled on behalf of Google to be here. Just hearing all the achievements from the sessions today, from this event as well, there's just some amazing work being done in here. And so we're really excited and very, very proud to be a part of this. So repairability is a story of, it's a cast of thousands. Mm-hmm. It starts with industrial designers that say, let's use a yellow screw instead of a usual colored screw so that technicians can easily see it and repair it when they open up a phone. Yeah. It moves on to the product teams that say, let's make repairability a key part of what we design. Yeah. It goes to the engineers who actually have to do it, which is really, really challenging. And then all the different support groups, repair, sustainability, the government affairs team that work on legislation as well. So it's really a cast of thousands. And when we think about circularity, it's just, how do we expand our circles to get as big a network as possible to drive this change? So it's really about all that group that I'm accepting this. So thank you. I'm very humbled by it. Thank you.
Perfect. And the other thing that Google does, and this is unusual, Google lobbies for right to repair legislation at the state level. Very unusual. I don't think any other major tech company is doing that. We really appreciate and respect that commitment. Scott, Purdue Farms. Any of you who buy chicken at the store, I tell you, the qualitative difference between what Purdue is putting out from a sustainability perspective and every other major producer out there is quite vast. They have stuck with their commitments for healthy chicken raised right. And I've heard some of the stories. I will not relate them today, but it is fascinating to see. You've gone so far beyond what the market demands, and I believe that you are being rewarded for that by the consumer, and I think that'll continue to happen. Anything you want to say about your work?
Just honored to be here on the stage with some really great brands. And as you mentioned, Purdue is a 106-year-old privately held company. The Purdue's strive to build sustainability and a circular opportunity within Purdue. We're raising chickens differently. And we're working with our upstream farmers, over 9,000 farmers from New York to Florida. And we're also working with great brands downstream too, to really connect the things that we can do on the soil and what we can do across our value chain and communicate that to the consumer using our brand strength. Just launched a brand new pasture bird concept, growing chickens under solar powered coops, creating regenerative practices on pasture, followed by alternative proteins like beef and pork. And we're really excited about creating high quality, affordable, nutritional proteins for that consumer in the next generation. So we do think it's a differentiator, and we're leaning into it. We're not turning around.
Thank you, thank you. We really, really appreciate what you're doing. And stock me with Logitech. I'm going to hand you this so I don't speak twice. But what Logitech has done, you win in the sustainable mining category, and what we have to thank you for is providing the market for low carbon aluminum. Aluminum is a very energy intensive product when it is manufactured from bauxite. Very energy intensive. It is a wonderful product to recycle as a result of that. But if we can get the carbon footprint of aluminum down, then we have a winner on all sides. We have a lower carbon product, and it is a highly recyclable product. So tell us a little bit, just a brief about that.
So at Logitech, we take sustainability very seriously, and so we think of sustainability from the moment we design a product to the materials that we use for the product, all the way to the end life cycle of our product. So we have really put a lot of emphasis not only on the sustainability aspect, but also circularity-wise. Because when we design products, we understand that it's not just us making products. We take care of everything through the life cycle of the product that we put out there for customers to consume.
Terrific. Well, thank you so much, and thank you to Logitech for leading the way on sustainable mining. In the area of plastic reduction and recycling, we have David Allen from PepsiCo, and PepsiCo has committed to not just high levels of recycling and recycled content, but also reducing virgin plastic use and scaling, reusing, and refilling their systems on a, I believe, global basis. So, David, anything you want to say about your work?
Just on behalf of PepsiCo, it's a privilege to be up here, and thank you for the recognition. Our CSO, Jim Andrew, always says sustainability is a team sport. And at PepsiCo, we're looking to do our part within the overall packaging and overall sustainability ecosystem to try and inspire others to scale impact. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you to PepsiCo. Now, Allie, this is something near and dear to my heart. I have always wanted to see, reusable, refillable packaging out there. And with Loop, you're applying reuse-based pricing models to favor durable, returnable packaging over single-use alternatives. People have been trying to crack that nut for a long time. Just tell us briefly what you're up to.
Of course, thank you for this award. Loop's parent company, TerraCycle, has been around for 25 years, and we are a recycling company. But in 2019, we launched Loop, and really with the recognition that we can't recycle our way out of the waste problem. We've all heard the 3 R's. It's reduce, reuse, recycle. It's in that order for a reason, and really happy to share that Loop has been able to prove that reuse can work at scale and be convenient and affordable for consumers. We're in over 500 grocery stores across France, and we really do think this is the future of consumption. It is how things used to be not that long ago in the day of the milkman, and there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to honor that past while still, bringing forth into the future, and that's where we want to see things go. So Thank you.
And those products help enable also both a local and a global marketplace, because when you've got returnable, refillables, you tend to strengthen the local. So thank you for all the work that you are doing. Now, Interface carpets. I have to say, from a historical perspective, Interface, I don't know, for those of you who have been around this business, Interface was the pioneer in this kind of scale of sustainability, and I want to recognize that, and Christy Thomas is here to accept the award to Interface for the built environment. Interface designs modular flooring for long life reuse, disassembly, while delivering carbon negative products verified through life cycle assessment. What they also do is live and breathe this at Interface. And of course, their founding chairman, Ray Anderson, was the inspirational leader for this. So thank you for being here, for winning this category, but also thank you to the company and everybody there for really retaining that vision.
Yeah, I just want to say it's an honor to be on the stage with these other companies that have made a lifetime commitment to sustainability. I'm new to the Interface family, but am very proud and honored to be part of a company who has not only lived the life of sustainability, but been forefront in design and sustainability in lots of different aspects. And we provide a global flooring option that is also recyclable, renewable, the closed loop cycle, and just an honor to be in the room with all of y'all. So thank you.
Terrific, terrific. And I want to thank also, we have three winning companies who were not able to be here with us today, but for sustainable forestry, Unilever, a leader across the board in so many areas. We're really proud to have them. Coca-Cola, they're winner in the oceans and waters category. They have advanced watershed protection across the world and really attempted to be, I think, well, they wouldn't say it this way, but water positive in the sense of creating more water and making more water available than they use in their operations. And finally, Walmart has affected every element of the supply chain. They're doing hundreds of projects for which they could be awarded, and we really want to recognize them as well. So as we depart, I'm going to offer to all of you the prize that Trammell Crow prizes most, which is the blue dot. And Trammell likes to say, he hands it to you, that you have the planet in your hands, and it is up to you. So each of you, thank you so much. Let's thank and reward our 10 top brands of the year. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. There you go. You have the planet in your hands. Thank you very much.